2 cups of the hand, I'm lean.
I'm Alex, and catch me on the next up. I grew up in and around London. I spent a lot of my time in Herts, like I went to school there, my mum lives there. Just in and out of, Northwest London, Colindale, just doing what kids do, parties, making friends, just finding out what was interesting to me. And what does interest me is music. That's, how I've ended up here today. So I play the violin. My parents just wanted me to find something extracurricular, so I did. And I fell in love with it. But I never wanted to be at the forefront, so being behind the scenes and organising live shows and curating things from an underground level was just more interesting. So Acoustic Live is my baby. I started it with my bro Q. One of the main reasons why we started Acoustic Live is because there was so much government funding that was being cut in terms of the arts, youth clubs, free places for people of our demographic to go to. So it was just important for us to create that space and have people come out and enjoy acoustic music. Obviously, a lot of our lineups were predominantly Black or mixed African Caribbean descent, and that was intentional. We wanted to platform those kind of people, and the people we did platform are doing amazing things today. We had Ghetts, Kojey Radical, Sam Henshaw, Little Simz, Martin Luke Brown. There was a lot of people. We were one of the first people at Box Park running events, so a lot of people give us our flowers for Acoustic Live today, and we still do it once every quarter. So we used to curate a festival called Brick Lane Festival. It's such a shame because it doesn't exist anymore because of many things. Brick Lane has changed a lot in terms of licensing and all of that stuff around nightlife, so it doesn't exist anymore. But the very last one was something special. And I was just grateful for the opportunity because now I'm able to do these things with my eyes closed. But then, the hard work, we really, really had to work hard to pull that off, and we did. I used to curate lineups at a venue called Vibe Bar. That's also in Brick Lane. We did Trim and Brewery, which is also in Brick Lane. Cafe 1001, again, Brick Lane. East London, that was the hub, that was the Shoreditch era. Creating real life relationships is so important, going out and meeting people, working in bars, going to places like Soho House. That's where I met a lot of people. And Box Park is something that is meaningful to me in terms of my journey because I would just be there chilling sometimes and meet an agent or a manager or an artist and foster those relationships. And now we work together on things that are massive, like O2 Brits and academies, arenas, all kinds of different things. I was working in live events and playlisting, and someone from Live Nation contacted me to say, hey, we've got 2 roles coming up. There's an assistant role and there's a intern role. Looked over it, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna go for the intern role because there's a little bit more flexibility in terms of what I want to do and how I want to progress within this company if I do get the role. But the person that contacted me, he's been a long-time friend, mentor. That's how that role came about. He was working in the building, shouted me, ended up getting the internship, and ever since then I've just been climbing the ladder. I was willing to learn anything and everything. I was at every show, and I'm not saying overexert yourself or burn out or spread yourself thin, but I did a lot just to show that I was interested and I'm a hard worker. I guess my boss just saw something in me as well because I did say to them, I mentioned that I also run Acoustic Live on the side and I do a couple things here and there. So I already have that experience. I know how to program a show. I know how to curate a lineup. Give me that chance. And 3 months into my internship, they made me an assistant, a promoter assistant. So I was able to work on larger shows with different promoters, learn tricks of the trade across different genres as well. And maybe 6 months into that, I said, I want to know the next line of progression, what is it from here? And they said, well, the next step is becoming a promoter, and I just worked towards doing that. I tried to keep my roster as broad as possible because that's just what I'm into, that's what I enjoy. I love all kinds of music. So I do a lot of jazz acts, Afrobeats acts, UK hip hop, R&B, some Caribbean influence stuff as well, with Shenseea. So yeah, there's a good roster, it's a healthy roster. When I worked on Ghetts at Roundhouse, that was a real eye-opening moment because the production was insane. Seeing Ghetts at Acoustic Live 5 years before that, and then seeing him at Roundhouse, I was like, wow, the journey has really been nothing short of amazing. You're growing every single day and it hasn't stopped for you. Day to day, I wouldn't say I'm scouting every single day, but we do have like meetings, recurring meetings every single week where we do discuss like artists that we're listening to, acts that we found, anyone that's on our radar, or things that like agents have sent to us, or artists who have got in touch with us via DM. Like we've got a spreadsheet where we add them to. In the next 5 years, I want to put a lot more energy into bringing more Black people to the table. I want to see a lot more Black women involved in the music industry from a live perspective, because there's representation here and there, especially in terms of like labels and stuff. But when you look at the live world, you know, runners, stage management, artist liaison, promoters, there's not a lot of Black women involved in stuff like that. So I'd like to improve the representation like that. I also run another not-for-profit organisation called Women Connect, and we are a female-forward collective that just focuses on improving the lives of women, trans women, non-binary people in the music and the creative industry. And all of our resources are free, so every single event is free. We do like a raffle, so you might win like 2-hour consultation with an A&R at Columbia, for example. There's always something to take away from these events. I set a 5-year plan like 2 years ago. I've hit every single goal on my 5-year plan in such a short space of time. Now I just want to exist, I just want to be happy. And I'm happy right now, and I want that to continue. Not to take it away from things that are work related, but I want to put a lot more energy into looking after myself mentally and physically, because I'm not sure if you guys know, but I'm also chronically ill. So I spend a lot of time in hospital where it's not possible to do all of these things. So I've been solidly out of hospital for about 2-3 months now. And that's a big deal for me. Like I would spend 2 weeks in hospital, 2 weeks out, 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out. That was my routine for about 2 years. And now I've had those 3 months where I haven't been ill. That you can't stop me now. And I want to focus on making sure that I don't fall short when it comes to health. I'm Alex, and catch me on the next up.
Pull up and self and put them in the feelings. Then take a break, need a spiritual healing. Came back and then started making the killing. Only thing that makes me feel so alive.